Maria was a young human girl with blue eyes and back-length blonde hair kept out of her face with a light blue hairband. Maria was born on Earth, and would often live with her grandfather, Gerald, wherever his research took him. Finally, in 1974, Gerald's research led the two to a secret government project called Project Shadow, and she moved into the project's secret facility. She roller-skated through the facility while holding her belongings in a box, but she was stopped when she tried to enter the section of the building where the scientists were experimenting on Shadow the Hedgehog. However, Captain Walters let her in because she is Gerald's granddaughter, and he tells Maria where her room is while asking her to take her skates off. Once she got past them, Maria quickly found Shadow in a pod. Maria hesitantly approached the pod, and she tried to put her hand on it. Shadow turned and glared warily at her, prompting the girl to glare playfully back. She drew a funny face on the pod to amuse herself, and after seeing Shadow calm down, she placed her hand on the pod again. Shadow put his hand up to meet hers, and they smiled at each other. Maria and Shadow became close friends, and she taught him how to dance. She also snuck Shadow away from researchers who were testing on him, and Shadow pulled her through the building on her skates. They crashed into two people carrying a tray of food, but Maria laughed over this and made snow angels in the fallen food. Maria played her guitar for Shadow, and they also watched a movie together. Maria noticed that Shadow became sad when the movie flashed a card that said, "Beware of the alien freak." One night, Maria took Shadow up to a field to watch the stars, remarking that, "They're like diamonds." She told him that light from a star can take many years to reach Earth, and that the star itself may be gone by the time humans see its light. This prompted Shadow to wonderingly comment that, "The light shines even though the star is gone." When the hedgehog asked her if she thinks that he is dangerous, Maria told him that she doesn't think he is and that he can be whoever he wants to be despite his powers and origins. Shadow, now reassured, took her hand gratefully, and they both continued gazing at the stars. However, the US government soon became concerned with Shadow's power and aimed to shut down the project, sending their special forces to tie up loose ends. Shadow and Maria fled with Gerald, but the soldiers were right behind them. One of them prepared to shoot, but Walters ran in and tried to take the gun from the soldier, causing it to go off. The bullet hit a tank containing chaos energy, causing it to explode and release an inferno of fire. Maria was hit by the explosion and died instantly as Gerald and Shadow crouched despairingly by her body. Maria's death traumatized Shadow, who was her closest friend, and he awakens 50 years later burdened by his desire to avenge her death. Her grandfather Gerald was also deeply affected by her death, and he aimed to completely wipe out humanity using the Eclipse cannon. However, Shadow realizes that revenge is not what Maria would have wanted, and he sacrifices himself to save humanity. Maria appears in Shadow's flashbacks throughout the movie. Shadow saves the world from the Eclipse cannon 50 years after her death as a way to honor her memory.